Hello, and welcome to your hearing test. My name is Calliope, and I'm going to be the technician that administers your test. Would you mind just answering a couple of questions for me real quick? Wonderful. So, if I could just get your name and date of birth, please. Excellent. And is that your preferred name? How do you like to be addressed? Very good. Now, did you happen to fill out the questionnaire that we sent to you before your appointment? You did. Very good. So, let me just take a look. Very good. So, no prior history of any hearing loss? No. And so this is just primarily a screening for you. Good. Very good. So for our hearing test today, our procedure is going to be starting with an otoscopy to rule out a common cause of hearing loss, which is a buildup of cerumen in the ear. And we're also looking for maybe any ear injury or signs of infection, things that also might contribute to hearing loss. Then we're going to pull out the tuning fork for the Weber and Rinne test to possibly rule out other types of hearing loss. And then we're going to get into the part where I put on the headphones and you hear the beeps. We're also going to be working with some words as well. It's all rather simple. You're more than welcome to ask any questions that arise, all right? Wonderful. So for our otoscopy and for a couple other bits, I am going to need to be touching you. Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission to do that? Wonderful. So let me grab my otoscope. Flip it on, and then I'm just going to pull up and back on your ear, and we're going to take a look inside. So I'm going to come right here and go up and back. We're putting the otoscope. So when we're looking for a buildup of cerumen, we are noting the amount of earwax present, if present. Some people produce quite a bit, some people not so much. So we'll take a little look at that. Sometimes it can get pushed up against the ear, especially if one uses cotton buds, necklace deeper. But there's also other little bits we can look for, like the elf of the tympanic membrane and the state of the canal. Take that out, and then we'll look at the other side. Go up and back. And take a little bit here. So, when we're looking at your canal, we're looking for irritation with this. Any signs that something is amiss. And So, was that painful or tender in any way? No. Very good. So, I definitely did not see any blockages in the ear, and the tympanic membrane and the ear canal both look healthy as well. So, that shouldn't be a reason if we find any hearing loss that would be present. So we are going to conduct a couple more tests to determine any other types of hearing loss if present. We're going to do that with this tuning fork. And our first test is the Weber test. So I'm going to strike the tuning fork and put it in the middle of your forehead. If you could just tell me whether you hear it more on one side, the other, or right in the middle. One side, the other, right in the middle. One side, the other, or right in the middle. One side, the other, right. Good. Now for the Rinne test, I am going to strike the tuning fork and put it on the mastoid process behind the ear. And if you could just tell me when you stop hearing that, I will bring it in front of the ear. And then if you could tell me when you stop hearing that. Hear that? Hear that? And it stops. Good, just like that. Hear that? Stop. Good. Very good. Hear that? Stop. Hear that? Good. When does it stop? Good. Good. Excellent. So those came in loud and clear. Wonderful. Now we are going to pop some headphones over your ears, and we are going to do a pure tone audiometry test, as well as a word in noise, hearing in noise test as well. I am going to put this on your head. You could just tell me if I can make it any more comfortable or if it sits quite nicely. How is that? Is that better? Very good. So I am just going to be clicking some buttons, and I am going to have you raise your hand if you hear a sound. So the first part, it's not going to matter what side, but when we get into distinguishing left and right, I'll have you raise your hand on the side that you hear the sound on. Very good. And then I'm just going to let that go. So we are going to do a couple different tests here. Firstly, I want you to raise your hand when you start hearing the sound. As soon as you hear it start, raise your hand. Now I'm going to be playing some of those tones, and I want you to tell me when you stop hearing it. So as soon as you stop hearing the tone, raise your hand. for our hearing in noise test, I am going to be speaking some words. I want you to repeat them back to me, and there's going to be some sort of background sound that is playing while I'm doing this. Yarn. Stripe. Button. Temporary. Plain. Dove. Motivation. Affront. Physical. Magic. Bottom. Sky. Colorful. Affectation. Oval. Absurd. Box. Coffee. Right. Macaroni. Serendipity. Low. Horse. Barricade. Chicken. Handkerchief. Marker. Wallpaper. Gold. Small. Garish. Encircle. Snap. Light. Excellent. Picture. Bite. Rationing. Glass. Fence. Black. Cartoon. Dinner. partition, hibernation. Very good. Now I am going to take off your headphones for the next portion of our test. So I'm just going to very gently. We'll put those away. And for our next test, I'm going to have a test run to start. A real short list of words, just to make sure you can hear me clearly. You could just repeat the words after I say them. Syllabus, plank, leather, curtail, anxious, fly, spend, coordinate, hostile, calm. Good. So for our first section, we are going to focus on one syllable words. If I could just have you repeat the word after I say it. Off, tend, call, blue, night, walk, roll, cat, arc, reef. And the next section is 2-syllable words. Cottage, mirror, alarm, wooden, asking, basket, rooftop, upside, flower, yellow. And now for 3 or more syllable words. Impactful, education, monument, cemetery, bodily, Scandinavian, marketplace, actively, moisturizer, harbinger. Now I'm going to flip over my sheet and then we'll proceed with the modified rhyme test. I have a list of words that all sound very similar. I'm going to tell you which word I want you to raise your hand when you hear it. So for example, I'm going to have you raise your hand when you hear beat. Beat. So our line goes bean, beam, bead, beat, beak, beach. Did you hear when I said beat? Yes, and you would raise your hand at the right point. Now if you can tell me when you hear the word sat, sat. And when you hear the word odd, mod, odd, cod, sod, Todd, rod. And when you hear the word not, and when you hear the word seed, seen, seat, see, seed, seep, seek. Good. Comes out a bit whistly, doesn't it? Now when you hear the word bean, bean, beam, bead, beat, beak, beach. And now bat, cat, bat, at, fat, sat, tat. And the word rod, mod, odd, cod, sod, Todd, rod. And the word cot, ought, caught, hot, dot, not. And the word see, seen, seat, see, seed, seep, seek. And the word beach, bean, beam, bead, beat, beak, beach. And the word at, cat, bat, at, fat, sat, Good. And then the word dot. Ot. Cot. Hot. Dot. Dot. Not. And then the word seek. Seen, seat, see, seed, seep, seek. Good, very good. Those are all of the tests I have for you. Let's take a little peek here. For our audiometry section, for the pure tone audiometry, you have a normal range of hearing across the board, which is good. You only missed one of them, which is just fine. For our start and stop sections, you got all of those correct. For our hearing in noise test, we had the quiet portion, the mono audio, the left noise, right noise, and either both, however you want to phrase that. And you did just fine for all of those as well. There doesn't seem to be any impairment in your hearing when there is background noise. Now for our different syllable words or hearing and repeating those, our 1, 2, and 3 plus syllable word sections were all perfect. You heard those just fine. And for our modified rhyme test, that also came perfect. So, all in all, the screening has told us that there is no reason for us to suspect any sort of hearing loss. And in fact, your hearing is just about perfect, which is wonderful. That's what we want to hear. Now, if in the future you feel like your hearing has diminished, or perhaps something has happened with your ears that you suspect you might have lost some hearing, you're more than welcome to make another appointment. But other than that, I think that maybe we'll see you back in a couple years, 3, 4, 5, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And I'm quite pleased with these results. Do you have any questions at all? Wonderful. Give me a moment. And I'll just sign off on your results. And that will conclude your hearing test for today. I'd like to thank you so much for getting your testing done here at my office. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, it would greatly help me out if you clicked the like button and left a comment so YouTube's algorithm registers that it was a good video. If you want to see more of my work, consider subscribing to the channel. I create primarily medical, pseudoscience, personal attention ASMR roleplays. But I've done a little bit of everything, from historical to sci-fi to fantasy. If you'd like to support the channel, I offer ad-free videos, early access on videos, and exclusive content on Patreon. Or I also have a Ko-Fi link for a one-time donation, or a throne wish list for props and equipment. Thank you again, and I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.